All right, this is probably the part where I just start like speaking. If that works for you. You got all your drinks, you got everything.
Yeah, I think
locked and loaded. Welcome, or welcome back to the Lochknits Knitting Podcast. This is the Tour de Fleece episode. My name is Haley. You can find me everywhere online as Lochknits. Who are you?
My name is Millie.
Where can the people find you?
You can find me on Instagram under Millie Rossi Tattoos.
I will have links for everything that's important below in the description box. This is our Tour de Fleece Roundup episode, so it is currently August 19th. So we're almost 1 month out from the 2025 Tour de Fleece. This was Millie's first year spinning at all. And then this is my second or third year doing Tour de Fleece. We didn't join a group or anything, so all of the numbers and everything that we talk about here today is just purely for vibes and nothing else. If you guys are wondering where I found another podcast partner for this episode, Millie is friends with Brienne and Sock and Gail and Megan and Haley, like our whole yarn gaggle. We are all one. I met Millie shortly after I moved here to Northeast PA, which is where we are filming from. And then, like I always do, I like forced her friendship onto Sock, and then we introduced them to the rest of the gals, and now she's got a spinning wheel.
I couldn't be more grateful.
So when I was talking about doing a specialty episode as just a Tour de Fleece roundup of everything that I have, I thought it would be super fun for Millie to come on the podcast. Even though she's only been spinning for a few months, there's a lot of yarn in front of us right now. That's a beautiful thing, and it had to be shared. So we are just gonna get right into it. Like I said, links for everything are down below. Before we get started with Tour de Fleece content, what are you wearing?
This is the Viola tee. I'm not going to butcher their name.
We actually had lunch before this, and we pulled up the Ravelry page because I was like, I can figure this out. And then I read it and I said, I cannot figure this out. So her information will be down below, but this is the Viola tee.
And her work is absolutely gorgeous. We were actually looking at more of her patterns over lunch, and
so nice.
Yeah, we favorited a few, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was a super fun knit. Really easy, but it looks more complicated than it is, and I shouldn't be wearing it in this heat, but I'm doing it anyway.
That's right. Maybe you don't remember exactly where this one falls, but how many knit tops have you made this year?
I'm working on number 11 right now.
That's psychotic. I love that.
Yeah.
Had you made a knit top before this year?
In 2020, I made Jared a sweater, and then I probably made about a sweater a year since until now.
And then you get indoctrinated into the yarn gang, and it's like, go, 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 go.
And then you buy me a drop spindle at Maryland Sheep and Wool, and it's like, here we are.
That's technically how your spinning journey got started. We were celebrating 1 year of you have to come to Maryland Sheep and Wool based friendship in May of this year. And while we were there, we had all been talking about Tour de Fleece spinning. I was on the search for the electric eel wheel, which by the way, I got. But we were all chatting about it, and Millie had said like, oh, I would love to try a drop spindle. So while we were at Maryland Sheep and Wool, I was like, oh my God, this is the place to get the drop spindle. So I bought her big old fat drop spindle, and then, you know, again, now we're here with a bunch of yarn in front of us. So that's wonderful.
Very exciting.
I am not wearing any knits except for this little guy. This is the Knitting Badge neckerchief. If you guys watched the last episode, I told you about how I was gonna put this on, and I put it on like that. You see that? Can you focus? Sorry, Millie's too beautiful, it won't focus. So I put a little, actually that's my grandma's ring. And I did just wash my hair today, which is why I look blue. My nails were clear before.
I thought you painted them.
Nope. It's just Arctic Fox Transylvania on my fingernails, but just for the sake of like me holding stuff up and showing it to you. So yeah, that's what I'm wearing. I'll put a link to this below also. But if you guys have any really small quantities of yarn from Tour de Fleece this year and you don't know what to do with them, I would say the Knitting Badge neckerchief would be a perfect one for any little guys you got going on.
I love the ring idea too. Really, you can customize it.
It's so much fun. So that's what's going on. That's what we're wearing. Maybe we'll do a you show one, I show one.
Okay.
And then we'll go from there.
This was my first spin of Tour de Fleece.
Yeah.
This is a Polworth alpaca and tussa silk blend. It's a sport weight.
Oh, it's so light.
Yeah, it's Kiera Wiggins.
She's
one of her
cute.
blends.
I met her at not Rhinebeck, India Untangled. She was cute.
She was so sweet. I was talking to her when I purchased the fiber because I was so new to spinning. I was like, do you think this is going to be difficult for me? And she was just like, you know what? Just vibe with anything you get. Like, you're gonna learn your way. And she was right. It wasn't bad. It was actually really nice to spin.
Did you spin this on the wheel?
I did. Okay.
Yes. So you also have the electric eel wheel 6.1. So Millie got hers first. So again, this is the spinning wheel that we are both using. There is this bad boy that is, you know, everyone's selling right now. And then there's also the electric eel wheel nano, which is the smaller one. This was probably like 300-ish American dollars.
Yes.
I would say if you're gonna shell out for an electric wheel, I'd probably just get this one. I'm not really sure like who the audience is for the nano, but anyway, when we talk about our spinning wheels, this is what we're referencing, just for your knowledge. And I will have the link for this in the description box also. So you spun this on the wheel.
I did.
How many yards?
This one ended up being 294 yards.
Beautiful.
I did have, so I split the braid and I did have some extra. So I used it with some other blends that I have on the table. But this was, you know, the even amount of both plies
Very cute.
together.
Love them. And that's like a sporty.
Sport weight, yeah, I would say. Maybe airing on DK.
Do you have any ideas of who he's gonna become?
I don't. No, I loved the color. Maybe color work in a sweater.
Very even and like consistent with like pops of interest. I have my first spin on the electric eel wheel was this guy. This was just like probably the closest thing to like a little sample of anything that I had on hand. Very small quantities of the rainbow color. I used this is 1 ply of it. He's separate, but just for a reference, this is 1 ply, and then the obvious green, blue, purple color was the other. But this was just a 2 ply, kind of a baseline to figure out how to use the electric eel wheel. He's 170 yards. No, wrong, flip that. He is 85 yards. And then because he's a 2 ply, I guess this means that I would have made 170 yards. That makes sense to me. But yeah, it's just a 2 ply little sample spin. It's giving rainbow fish.
I love how bright and fun that is.
It's cute.
I love how your pile is very colorful and bright, and then mine's very like autumnal.
It's beautiful. We're gonna get, wait till you get to the miserable part of this process, which is taking the thumbnail photo. Just sucks.
I've watched Mrs. D like
yeah, when she's like, we're huge fans of Mrs. D.
She's wonderful.
I'm obsessed with her. But yeah, we'll definitely have to like hold up the piles and show them, because it is like a little funny the way that these all worked up. I am working through, I would say, years of stash, which is not it wasn't like a huge amount of fiber that I was starting with, but the fiber that I've had on hand for the most part I've had for years and years. Your stash just manifested itself in the last, when did you start buying fiber? In May?
April, May, whenever Maryland was.
Yeah, so that would have been in May. So you have like a really curated, beautiful, like thoughtful palette, and mine is like clown barf in a good way. So this was my first one, just a 2 ply. This probably will get me a very nice bandana. Who's your second guy?
I honestly, I don't quite remember the order, but I believe this BFL and Polworth. So one of the plies is that yellow from the previous hank, and then I plied it with a BFL.
I love your yarn so lofty. Is the like light but still bouncy. To me, that's like what makes a lofty yarn. Go on there. This is cute.
Thank you.
This is giving scarecrow.
It is like corn patch.
Yeah.
In the fall. Yeah.
So 2-ply.
This is a 2-ply. Yeah.
Love
Yeah. I only experimented with a chain ply once, and it's in here, but
just the once.
Just the one. I have since Tour de Fleece. I did do a chain ply of that Corriedale that I got from the guild, but yeah, there's only one chain ply in here.
Beautiful. This little guy that I just showed, he was my next one. So I think what must have happened, I guess, is I had the rest of this fiber out, and I said, well, no time like the present, might as well learn how to chain ply on this bad boy. So I have one really plumpy, this is 44 yards of this 3-ply chain plied fiber. This was my first time spinning with tweed, I'm very certain. And I don't super love it. Like I don't love it. My favorite fiber I've learned like over the last couple of years is like super processed merino, like obliterated, where there's like no texture and it's just smooth. You know what I mean? So the tweed prevented me from spinning this very thin.
Does it like bulk up as it's...
Yeah, so the tweed, I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not, but it often like takes the fiber with it, and it kind of like pulls the rest into like sort of a lumpy bit.
I see.
So the areas where there is those like really tweedy spots are thicker overall. And I think if I had used this in like a 2-ply or something, maybe you wouldn't have noticed it that much. But I think because it's 3-ply on itself, you know, because the thickness is like not at all represented here when it was used with just 1-ply. So this is one of those funny little experiments of like how something spins up by itself and then how it looks so much different when it's plied with something else. But he's cute, you know?
I think with this tweed, since it lends to a bulkier weight, it would make a beautiful cardigan if you had an overabundance of the fiber. That's what I would ultimately use that for.
So these little guys will just end up in my stash, just kind of like kicking around. I am also going to take all of this yarn when I'm all done with it and take pictures of everything and just throw it in our we have like in our personal Discord like a little de-stash thread, and just dish it out to whoever wants it. Because none of these are like super duper my colors in my pile, I don't have any like plans for them or anything. But yeah, this would be nice and plumpy for something like that. So who knows what any of this stuff is going to be.
That's the fun of it.
That's the fun. So that one was, again, 44 yards finished, and that was chain plied.
This one is a Shetland, 560 yards.
A beefer.
Yes, I actually took 2 different fibers and spun them separate, 4 ounces, and then plied them together. So that was my first 8-ounce spin.
So fun, right?
I think this is my favorite of all that I've
Your
spun.
finished ones.
Yeah, I really love the colors.
Do you have any plans for him?
I want to use this in a vest.
Cute.
For fall. I think my wardrobe's going to lend to vests with cardigans, so I can kind of take things off as it gets warm inside. You know, we both are tattooers, so we're like running around and stuff when we're not like, you know, glued to our seats, and you get hot and then cold and hot and then cold. So
you may know Melissa from the front of me. All of this. That's her. Stunning. Stunning, stunning, stunning.
love the colors.
So this one's 2-ply.
2-ply Shetland, and a wool of the Andes is the other color.
From Knit Picks.
Yes.
Pre-drama, pre-Knit Picks drama. Did we show anyone your tag yet?
Oh, I don't think so. Yes, my friend Dante got me this little stamp for my library, and I spin in my library, so I thought it would be cute to tag them from my library.
So practical. I love how everything's like labeled. It's so cute.
I think it'll make great little, like, when I gift them.
Yeah.
Too. If you want any tags, I think I ordered like 500.
Yeah, I'll probably take you up on that.
Yeah.
Because as you see, I have none. I just have my notepad,
and they come with a little cord too, which is nice.
I have a beef skein up next also. This guy is mega. I think this looks so beautiful. I love this. This is like the kind of yarn that I want to spin forever until I'm dead. This is a 2-ply, and the braid that this came from was an 8-ounce braid. It was enormous. I picked this up last year at the show in Worcester. It was the one, you haven't come with us yet, but it was the spinning heavy one. I can't remember what that show is called. I'll try to put like a link in the description below to it because it was slamming good. We're gonna try to get back there again as soon as we can. And this came from Ohio. That's where it was. So 8 ounces. This colorway was called Road Trip to Pittsburgh, which is funny because I just picked it up and I said, oh, look how cute this is. I love this. And then I looked at the tag and I said, oh, sweet Jesus, I gotta buy this, you know? And they actually spelled Pittsburgh wrong on the tag, like just with no GH, like just the G. And I was like, oh, I love it. So this guy is, like I said, he was 8 ounces. He ended up being, the finished yarn is 816 yards.
Wow.
So this is a shawl I'm holding in my hands right here. I just love them. I love this big fat skein. It's just a 2-ply. There's nothing interesting at all about this fiber. It's literally just merino. Super slippery, very skinny. Even like, sorry, this is so close up here, but there's some spots in here that definitely look more like a sport or a DK, but for the most part, I do feel confident that the finished product is like a fingering weight, but just so beautiful.
I love the colors together, the pinks and the yellows.
Yeah. The only thing that I would do differently for a skein like this or for 8 ounces is I would split it up into 2 separate hanks. I basically wanted to see how much of these 8-ounce bobbins I could fill up, and I was able to do like half the braid on one, half the braid on two, and then I applied it all on one bobbin, which was incredible. And it was full to a bustin', and that was cool. But when I hanged it up, I think I would do 2 separate ones next time, even though I can, doesn't mean that I should, because this took forever to dry. And it took forever to dry in like the butterfly knots that held it. And I tend to do like at least 4 or 5 of those, like 2 from each end. And then I'll put like 3 or 4 on. So like I had to like kind of go like and like scoot the knot down. Do you know what I mean? Like after like a few days, I would go like
to let that little area air out.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this took like at least like 3 or 4 days. Maybe to dry. And I'm usually pretty impatient too, so the fact that it even made it that long really tells me something. But I love them.
She's so pretty.
I feel proud of this. The more I touch this, I thought I was going to give this to someone, I don't know who, but like just be like, here, it's your problem now. But I think I'm going to knit this into something because I just like really want the experience of knitting with him. You know what I mean?
I feel like if you paired that with black, you can make something very wearable for you.
She's cute. I love her. I don't remember the dyers for like almost anything I have. Do you remember who's, like, we remember Kira Wiggins, obviously. She's like a little peanut, but
some of them are Friends in Fiber.
Okay.
This one is Inglenook. There's some knit picks in here, but no, I don't remember all of them.
That makes me feel less bad then. What's next?
Next is my chain ply. So I wanted to make something for my husband, and these are very much his colors, like very earthy greens and browns. And I wanted to experiment with the chain ply. So this is this was 394 yards. It ended up being of a sport. I I put sport DK, but honestly it definitely looks actually more like sport fingering.
Yeah, it definitely has some like really thin, like even this guy right here.
Yeah, like him. This is gonna be a hat for my husband.
And this is Targhee.
This is Targhee. I actually really enjoyed spinning Targhee.
I remember when you were in the chat and you had said this is my first time spinning Targhee. It's so plump, like it's very like spongy but kind of bouncy, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Very like,
it has the bounce of Rambouillet.
Yeah,
but it's a little bit easier, I think, to spin than Rambouillet was.
Yeah, I love Targhee. That's always like a safe blend for me that like feels nice in an object, like it's not scratchy or anything, but still has that like the loft of like a rustic wool.
Yeah, I would wear this next to skin and I don't think it would be itchy or anything.
So pretty. And this was just one braid, right?
That's just one braid, yeah.
I love these colors.
Just a 4-ounce.
Gorgeous.
Oh, I wish I could think of the name of the Dyer because they're local, but we are going to the Endless Mountain Fiber Fest in a few weeks.
Yeah.
And they'll be there, so I will have that information. And this will be our first time attending too, so we'll experience it together.
I'm so excited for that. I think it's gonna be so much fun.
Oh, me too.
So my next two fibers that I spun are, one of them is just a mini version of the larger version. So I did a little experimenting with my mini here. The main color in this is I wrote it down. Oh, it's a Gotland bamboo blend. I got this from Maryland Sheep and Wool many years ago. And if you guys have been to Maryland Sheep and Wool or Rhinebeck, you'll probably remember that inside of the barns, it's very dark. Even when it's light outside, it's very dark. So I bought this fiber, and to me, it looked black. And then I bought it and I put it away for 2 years and didn't pull it back out again. So when I pulled it back out, what I was trying to do was spin an all black yarn with little flecks of white so that when I would knit with it, it would be all black with like a line of white, a line of white, a line of white, like really subtle. So I tried to do that on this mini skein, and you can see that there's actually quite a bit of white throughout this. So I made this little sample. I basically, what's that called? Pre-drafted and split everything apart, and then I grabbed from piles. So every 3, you know, darker pieces of fiber, then I would grab from a lighter one and add it in. And it was a little too white for me, so I was glad I did this like little test drive. But I continued with this process and I decided to go and make the larger one. And it's funny because on the screen now this does look black.
It does.
It's not black. It's definitely not black.
It's like a charcoal gray.
And you know what's fun? So when I bought this, I thought that it was black. Then I looked at it in the bin, in the bat is the form that it came in. That should have been my first clue that I shouldn't have bought it. And it looked charcoal, and I said, oh, well, that's fine, it's charcoal. Then I spun it and it looked brown. And I was like, well, I don't want anything to do with that at all. And I wonder if it was because there was warm lighting in my apartment when I was spinning this. So this is definitely looking charcoal. I don't know. Anyway, this was supposed to be for me. I don't know what this is gonna be. So this is, let me see. This is 288 yards, and this is chain plied. So this had to have been maybe like 6 or 8 ounces of fiber, plus whatever like little white flecks in there. Hold this yarn. Doesn't that feel like very weighty?
Oh, very weighty.
He is a big boy.
Very weighty, yeah. I mean, this feels lighter than this.
Yeah, like this has so much weight to it. It's crazy.
I wonder if it's the Gotland.
I think it is. Anyway, this was basically a failure on all fronts. And that's okay, because you can't win them all. But I would never purchase Gotland fiber ever again. I'm the second person in our group that has officially banished Gotland, and this is what prompted us to put that list together. We're in the process of making a chart for everyone in our friend group that spins yarn with every single fiber type that we can reasonably think up in our brains.
We got quite a few on
We
there.
got a lot. And we are planning on making a chart for times when we're in extreme duress, like when we're at fiber festivals and we're like, wow, this looks cool. Because I don't want to be allowed to purchase Gotland fiber ever again because I hated it. But I could see how I might be bamboozled by the color in the future. So this prompted us to create a list of fibers we love and fibers we don't love. But then it'll be a good way to like try new fibers too.
And if you have a fiber in your stash that you don't love, but you know someone else does based on the list,
Exactly.
you know who to give it to.
Exactly. That's pretty much the only good thing that came out of this. I think this is gonna knit up like really interestingly. Maybe I'll make a pair of leg warmers out of this.
I think they would make a nice pair of leg warmers.
Yeah, it's like, who cares?
And with their density, that would be really nice actually.
Yeah, so Gotland bamboo blend. The white is just like merino, but honestly, it's just like little flecks of it. It's like not that real. Would not do this again. Also feels very prickly. Just, you know, I'm sure that's obvious to a lot of people, but that's okay. You can see the, I don't know if it'll show up on camera, but you can see almost like the halo of those like really long fibers. That's what gives you the prickle factor.
Yeah, it looks like there might be more guard hairs than you would want in there.
Yep, so we'll see. Definitely interesting. Wouldn't do it again. What do you got?
I got a big boy. This one is 658 yards.
That's so pretty.
Thank you. This is the Inglenook fibers, that galaxy spin. If you saw the bat, you would never think this is what would come of it. But I applied it with some wool of the Andes merino. No, this says merino. The wool of the Andes was like a blue color, and that changed everything. It changed the whole vibe of it. Inside of the Inglenook is merino and Zwartbles. And I think there's a couple other fibers in it.
There is.
Tussa silk. Oh, there's Gotland in this, but very small amount. And nylon. So it's durable.
Cute.
It's something that if I spun singularly, I don't know that it would have been wearable for me, but with this blue, it like grimes it up.
Do you know what's so fun too is like if you go to knit something with that and then you're like, I want to change it again and I'm gonna hold a mohair with it.
Sure. Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's something that I'm like really interested in lately is how two different colors go together when they're knitted up. And man, it can really change the vibe.
Dude, it's crazy.
Yeah.
So much fun.
Oh yeah, and even just like as the fiber itself, because you can't tell how it's gonna end up until you're doing it. I don't know if that could be my newness to it. You know, I'm sure there are people that do.
I think it becomes like a little bit more predictable, but like not always.
That's fun.
Take a guess, but that to me is also like that's one of the funnest parts. I love that. That's actually a beautiful segue into my next yarn. So I was so certain that this was gonna be so cute, and I had like made a reel of all of my plies and then the fiber, and I'll put it like here, it will be on the screen playing for you. I made the ugliest skein of yarn I've ever made. Here it is.
That's so mean. She's beautiful.
I mean, you know, she's definitely special. She's quirky. She's quirky.
Yeah.
So this is a 3-ply, which was fun because I hadn't done a traditional 3-ply in like a hot minute. And if you're new to spinning, a traditional 3-ply is when you have 3 separate bobbins and ply them all together. For the most part, I would say, like, when I personally talk about 3-ply, I mostly mean chain plying, but you can see really at all points on the skein, all 3 pieces of yarn that are wrapped together look completely different. So one of them was a gray bat. Yeah, it was a gray, like, textured bat that I had kicking around in my stash. The other piece was like a solid white, completely unremarkable, nothing to report, ply. And then the third one, which is where I think I I fell victim to sin. The third one was my scrap bat of just like odds and ends and like little blips and blurbs and everything. And usually I love my Scrappy projects and my Scrappy spins. But I think for me, like what actually went wrong was the gray. So to me, when I finished this and I pulled it off the wheel, I think this looks like something I would pull out of my dryer. Like a lint ball? Yeah, like a lint ball. Like a clump of something that's like, oh dear. Wow.
I mean, it has that like halo-ness to it.
It definitely does.
It definitely has its own little vibe, but
yeah.
I think she's beautiful in her own way, and I think she could become something even more beautiful.
I think this would be lovely with, like, held with black.
I think that would even everything out.
Yeah, I think it would make it look more intentional, and then you would like maybe notice like the pops of color more. But yeah, right now in her current state, she looks a little used. That's okay.
She's had a long night.
Yeah. This is, oh, I wrote this down as Dust Bunny. So my dust, I have 218 yards of pure dryer lint right here. So that was a failure, but I do like doing a 3-ply. There's something about like the 3 plies like coming together from all their separate bobbins and everything that's like, wow.
I haven't done one yet.
Dude, it's magical. It's hard to wrangle them a little bit because you're like, I don't know about you, but when I'm spinning like this and the plies are like flying like through my fingers, I will like use my kneecap. If like one of them gets stuck, I'll like elbow it and like keep it moving, you know what I mean? If it gets like tangled, I'm like, keep it moving.
Yeah.
Cause like,
don't curl up on yourself, bro.
That's right. Like the other ones are moving. I've like, yeah, I've done all kinds of crazy stuff to like keep it all even Steven. But yeah, other than that, 3-plying is like very, very fun in that way. So we'll see. Hopefully that's one of those ones where I'm like, good Lord, does anyone want this? And someone just frees me from my, you know, my prison.
Your lint prison.
My lint prison. What else you got?
I got, this is like a leftovers from previous spins. That's a Shetland Merino blend.
I love how yellowy this looks. Like your other ones looked more golden.
Yes, so this one is actually, the merino is that like a chartreuse color. Yeah. And I think that really changed up the like overall look of it.
Yeah.
But it is still very autumnal. It's still very like we're in the corn patch, but like we've gone over to like the pumpkin side.
Yeah. Beautiful.
I love her. I don't know, maybe a scarflet. There's not a ton of yardage.
How much you got?
122.
Yeah, I bet that would be perfect, honestly.
Like kind of like your little
just like that
neck guy. Yeah. Yeah, he's a cutie.
I love that you love color work so much too, because especially after like a big tour de fleece and you're like, oh my God, what am I gonna do with all these like tiny little things? Just pop that bad boy right in there, you know?
Yeah, and it always goes farther than you think it's gonna, which is great.
He's cute. My next guy is a chain ply. He's also a leftover. So this was leftover. Oh, technically this guy is a leftover of one that I haven't shown yet. So I think what happened is that I spun this and put it on the nitty naughty and then forgot about it and then just jumped right in here. So this is a chain ply of just one braid, and this was whatever was left over on the bobbin. It's really pretty. It's like kind of gray, kind of purple. This would be something that like in my opinion, like I would hold with a mohair to give it like a little bit more interest, because it's pretty dull right now. But could you imagine if I like held it with like a really pale purple mohair, like something to give it a little like,
yeah, very cutie pie
something. So this is 85 yards. So yeah, he's a small friend. This one was a little loftier. This one came out basically a worsted. But yeah, he's cool.
Do you know what the fiber content is?
I think it's just merino. This one, the tag was lost to the sands of time. I have to have had this for like at least 3 years.
It's soft, like it feels merino-like.
It's very like drapey too. I wonder if there's maybe some silk in it. But yeah, it's pretty. Yeah.
This is my last spin.
Last one.
I did have like a single ply on a bobbin. I've since plied that, and I did not bring that skein because technically it's only half Torta Fleece. But this is straight up merino. I did 2 ounce black and 2 ounce of the chartreuse and then plied them together.
This looks like it went so far for 2 ounces of each. Maybe I'm bugging.
No,
like
yeah.
A really like good.
Yeah, it's only a 4 ounce spin.
Yeah, 384 yards. Beautiful.
Yeah, I'd say that's definitely a fingering.
I love this. I love it.
She's fun. I wanted to see what it would look like if I just paired black with another color.
Yes.
And it's like bumblebee, but toxic.
Yeah,
I like it.
Ookie.
Yeah.
Ookie. This is like, I was trying to achieve this, but only sometimes.
I see.
This, but only sometimes. With this guy. I think like maybe in some universe this looks cool, but just not in this one that I'm living in. This looks awesome.
Wow, I can't get over how heavy it is.
I know. I know. Gorgeous.
Yeah, I don't know what she's gonna become yet, but that was my last one.
Beautiful. So this was a 3-ply. Feel this one.
Oh my. Yeah,
So-
you make lofty yarn,
Like
man.
big. So this is 452 yards, but it's a 3-ply. So all of these are merino, except for that one that I'm pretty sure has silk content. Like it has to have silk content, even the way this tank is like flopping around. I think this was like a total success. I think this is very nice. It's got, I mean, pretty consistent here. The more plies you have, the more consistent the yarn is. Generally, like the rule. It's like, again, not my colors, but we're just fighting through the stash here.
It looks like a cloud.
Yeah,
Like on a lovely day.
Yeah, periwinkle sweet dreams, as they
exactly.
say. So yeah, cutie pie, 450 yards of worsted weight. That can get you pretty far.
Oh yeah.
That could be like a sweater for Henry or something. Next one, also a chain ply. I was definitely having a chain ply moment this season. It's probably very hard to tell, but this yarn fades from blue to that orangey color to red, and then back to orange and back to blue again. So it should be like a gradient of sorts. I think this would be cool as like a background, like main color with like just a plain white as like the contrast, you know, for like color work or something. It was Dye Mad yarns, I know that for sure. It was really pretty. This is another one though that like looked way more black in the braid. So this is like just a lot of browns and oranges and so like not my colors at all, but it was fun. It was definitely fun to spin. She's cute.
Yeah, she's cute.
I think it'll work up real nice. Then my very last one, this one actually got me over my like total yardage that I had spun from last year, so I was able to beat Michael. So this is sari silk, 1 strand of sari silk, and then just a plain white merino. It's a 2-ply. It looks crazy. So
It looks fun.
where's your 2-ply, the one you just showed? Isn't it funny how like one, it's the same thing but like multicolor,
Such a different vibe, yeah.
just like hilarious, you know. So this guy is actually gonna go live with Gail. Gail's already claimed it. 194 yards, all finished, but again 2-ply. There's probably some like really intense color things happening here. I'm actually really looking forward to her knitting it up. This one was very difficult to get any kind of consistent at all in terms of the sari silk. The sari silk is like, you can't tell it what to do. It just does what it wants. And that's it.
That's the colored portion, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can see like this like lumpy here, like these chunks. And that's cool, that's like what gives it its look, but it's just like, it was another one of those fibers that I'm like, why do I even have this? This is like not even remotely close to anything that I would like to spin. I don't, maybe someone's like destashing it or something.
I feel like sometimes when you go to a fiber festival, you get really overwhelmed, like overstimulated and excited, and you start, like, you see braids or you see skeins and you're like, oh, that's beautiful.
You start acting insane.
Yes, you love the color, and then you bring it home and you're like, but this isn't something like I would personally use.
Right.
I was in the moment.
You're like, I don't know her. I don't know her. So this is my last one. Again, it already has a home, which is great. I love when I spin something and someone's like, oh, I love that. Can I have that? And I'm like, oh, Jesus, sure, please take it from me. So that's it. That's what I spun. My total yardage I have written down. And like, I know that this part of Tour de Fleece like doesn't count for any, sorry, I'm trying to figure out my bag. I had like a final yardage for everything that I spun during Tour de Fleece. And I know that like this is the part that everybody seems to count differently. But like my perspective is I'm counting the yardage of yarn that I brought into this world. So like this is a 2-ply. This is a 3-ply. I'm not counting like the finish, like, oh, this hank or this, yeah. I'm not counting like this hank of yarn is 206 yards. It took 618 yards passing through my fingertips to create this guy. So for me, like I count the larger one. It's basically like how much yarn I brought into this universe.
Because it could have held on its own.
Right, exactly. So for me, that total is 6,126 yards altogether. Did you count yours?
I did.
What'd you get?
6,296.
Dude, it's a beautiful thing. I love that we were on the exact same wavelength.
I think we went the hardest out of our group.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for me, it was just like the complete excitement of like, this is new.
Yeah.
And I had so many great teachers like in this Discord group to help me through it. And it's become one of my favorite things to do. So
we love him.
It's a great wheel.
Great wheel.
And 8 ounces, honestly, I spun like a ½ pound of Corriedale a few days ago, and there's still a little room on that bobbin. Like you could probably get away with a little bit more than that.
Yeah. So since we're talking about the electric eel wheel, I'm gonna put 2 separate links in the description box below. The first one is through Dreaming Robots, which is who actually produces the spinning wheel. If you wanna get your spinning wheel through there, go off. And that's where you can get a lot of their like smaller, like extra bearings and like extra hooks and like different like accessories and stuff they sell on there. I'm also gonna put a link to the Wooleries listing for this one, because as of right now, and as of when we bought ours, if you buy there, you get a pound bag of undyed fiber, and that's just cool to have.
It's great to test out the machine with, because you're not like wasting some expensive hand dye.
You can like use it for all your like plies and stuff, but it's I mean it's a pound of it just for free. They just threw it in there.
And free shipping too, with Dreaming Robots. You had to pay for shipping.
Also, I will put a link. I'm gonna have to have you send me this. I'm gonna put a link to the battery and charging thing that you bought, so you can charge these bad boys and then you don't have to plug them in for battery.
I let mine go from full charge to see like how many days it took to completely die. And it was like, and I spin a lot, obviously, 5 days it took to run this battery down, which is to me well worth it.
Yeah. And those links are gonna be on, you bought them on Amazon, right?
Yes.
So those links will be on Amazon. I think the battery pack that they're trying to sell you on the website is like what, like $100 or something?
I think so.
Yeah. So the link you found is much cheaper.
Yeah, I think it's like maybe 30, 35.
Yeah. The only other thing I wanted to share, just because I have it in my hands right now and it came in the mail, is after all of this, a friend of mine in roller derby messaged me and said, hey, you spin yarn, don't you? And I said, yes, I sure do. So she wanted me to spin up some yarn for her to crochet with, and I said I would be happy to. And I don't want anything, but just buy the fiber and like give it to me and I'll spin it and give it back to you. So I got some of this, which I'm excited to try. This is walnut. I don't think this is focusing at all. Get in there. Yeah.
There we go.
So this is Walnut Farm singular designs, plural, Walnut Farm Designs, 4 ounces. The colorway is called Rhubarb Crumble. It is 62.5% Polworth, 37.5% South American wool, and viscose tweed. This is just like really quite lovely.
It's so soft.
So soft. So because this is going to be crocheted and not knitted, I actually will be spinning each ply with an S twist and then plying them with a Z twist, which is fun because I typically make all of my yarns to knit with. So that's fun. I'm excited. I'm excited also to see how my tweed journey has changed from this to this.
I wonder if now you'll have a better handle on it because you've worked with it before. I'm interested in seeing how those colors play into the white. Like, is it going to be stronger than it looks here or almost like disappear more? Yeah. I'm very interested to see that.
Can't wait. And the ideal like target weight for me to spin for this one is like a Sport to DK. So I think I'm going to actually spin 1 ply of that plain pound of fiber we got and then ply it with this one to like really get as much yardage out of it as I can. But anyway, that's my plan. That's going to be my next spinning whip. I really don't have too much left in my stash, honestly. I'm excited to go to, like I said, our next fiber festival, which we'll talk about here shortly. But we gotta stock up a little bit.
I only have that half pound of Corriedale left, and I just started spinning it. So I've been like really taking my time on it. I've been knitting more than I've been spinning because I know I have so many weeks until we go.
You gotta like move through it.
Yeah. So like when I need a little hit of it, I go and I spin for like an hour, and
you need to get high on your own supply. It's crucial. You said you have your whip?
I do.
Are you show?
I am currently working on a sweater.
Look at this bag. Show them the bag.
My friend our friend Sock gave me this bag.
Cute.
I think it's Woodsy and Wild. Yes.
It's fun.
It's perfect for a sweater quantity.
Take your meds in there.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
You never know.
Oh.
So I'm using up all my scraps right now to make a sweater.
This is luscious.
So it's 2 fingering weights held together, black and whatever color I'm running lowest on to try and use it up. There is a pattern to this.
This is Stripe Pipe.
Stripe Pipe, yes.
By, I think, Veronica Lindbergh.
Oh yeah, Veronica Lindbergh. Yep.
Wow.
Yep. Wow, you have a good memory.
Mental illness. This looks amazing.
It's knitting up really quickly. So it's a DK weight pattern, and I've only been knitting on it for like 5 days. Beautiful. It's really fast, really fun. There's not like, you don't have to think a whole lot. You do the front and back in separate panels, then it's just in the round.
I just gotta show them your babies.
Little pierogi.
Oh my god. Oh, they're so cutie. Well, this is stunning.
Thank you.
So you're just working on the body now, right?
I'm working on the one sleeve now because I find it easier to try on to make sure I want the length I want if the neckband and the sleeves are on.
Yep.
So I'm taking a break from the body.
Firmly agree.
Some of this yarn in here you gifted me from your scraps. This little guy in here.
That track.
That was yours.
Oh yeah. That looks so much nicer with some black.
It's it's giving Halloween with the black.
Yep.
This one was yours too, actually, that I'm knitting up right now.
Yeah, I knit a shawl out of that.
Really pretty.
Very pretty. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Gorgeous. Did want to put a plug out there for the PA Endless Mountains Fiber Festival. Where is that, roughly?
It's somewhere in northern Pennsylvania, like above Scranton, almost at the New York border.
Gotcha. So we're gonna go there on, let's see,
the 7th.
September 7th. And that would be a Sunday, right?
Yes.
So Sunday, September 7th. If you are even remotely in the area, I would highly recommend looking that up. I think it's gonna be one of those like small but mighty festivals. And it's important in these scary times of tariffs that we just buy as much stuff locally as we possibly can. So we're excited to go there. It looks like there's going to be some good like fiber, like
big time
spinning fiber.
It does appear to be fiber heavy. They have an Instagram where they've been showing off each vendor and a little bit about what they sell, and almost everyone there's roving written down. So
we'll
really
put that,
nice.
That link down there. There's a Facebook event for it, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we'll put that down below also. All right, I think that's it. I think we're gonna wrap this bad boy up and do some knitting on the couch.
That sounds lovely.
That's it. Thank you for braving the camera with me.
Thank you for having me.
Love talking about yarn. Plus we had a beautiful lunch before this too, so twist my arm, you know. All right, cool. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.